Welcome to day 4, 3 days complete, 2 days to go, and we're here for our gathering. Hope again you're having a lot of fun. We are having fun with you. So Mr. Yenser's here with me today, as he's been all week long, and you know Mr. Yenser, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen this or not, but when we have our regular Sunday school in Lundeen Hall, sometimes when all the kids are together, grades kindergarten up through 6th grade, we do something to kind of tune everybody in, and it's a little call and response. I say the first part, and they see if they can finish the part, and it's based on some kind of popular TV shows or sayings, things like that. So you want to give it a try?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're game for this. So this is just, I'm going to say the first part, see if you can get the second part that goes with it. All right?
All right.
All right, here it goes. Well, I'll give you an example. If I said peanut butter, what might go with peanut butter?
Jelly.
Right, okay, so perfect. We got this. If you know it at home, you can say it out loud too, okay?
Say it with me.
Yeah, perfect. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Just making sure. Okay, here we go. Marco.
Polo.
Oh, that's a fun swing game. Okay, that's an easy one. Eeny, meeny.
Miny, mo.
Perfect. To infinity.
And beyond.
Oh, how you doing so far at home? You getting these two? I think you should be able to. How about this one? This might date us a little bit, Mr. Yenser. Hi-ho, hi-ho.
It's off to work we go.
From Snow White, right? I remember that as a little kid. All right, let's change it ever so slightly. So instead of different things, different sayings or different songs that have a first part and a second part, let's talk about people or characters. All right, so let's start with some characters, maybe in cartoons or movies. I'll say a character, and you say that, name another character that is always there and always by that character's side, kind of a companion or a friend or a go-to person. Are you ready?
Ready.
So, Mickey Mouse.
Minnie Mouse, because she's always there for him.
Right, she is always there for them. How about this one? Harry Potter.
Let's see. I guess I would say Hermione or Ron.
Okay,
his friends, because they're always together. They're always there for him.
They're like his sidekick. He can trust them. He knows they're there for them. Perfect. This one might date us a little bit too. Batman.
Oh, that's got to be Robin.
Of course,
That's
Robin's
right.
there.
Always there.
Yep. And here's another fun one. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, and Patrick the starfish. Yeah.
Oh, you knew that one.
Yeah, sure, you bet.
SpongeBob fan.
I love SpongeBob.
All right, let's try a couple Bible characters, all right?
Okay.
People from the Bible. Mary.
Mary and Joseph.
All right, and here's another one that some of you, if you came to VBS last year, you might remember. Paul the Apostle.
Oh, that could be Paul and Silas or Paul and Barnabas, because those were some of his partners when he went out on those missionary journeys.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. All right, let's change gears yet again. Since we're talking about people kind of always there for you, who would be there for a sick child?
Well, I think their mom and dad might be there for them, or maybe like doctors and nurses if they have to go to the hospital.
Okay. How about people in danger?
Oh, I think the police or firefighters.
Okay, great.
They would be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a question just for you, Mr. Yenser. Who is there for you?
Well, who's always there for me? Well, certainly my family and my good friends, but also God is always there for me.
Absolutely right. Those were not really hard to answer, were they?
Not hard at all.
No. So I'm wondering, though, we talked about being there for somebody. Well, what does that exactly mean? How does it go if you're by somebody's side or you're there for them? We're going to talk about today in our lesson being present for someone else. Being there for or being present. Being present or there for somebody who's sick, for the poor, for the hungry, for your family, and for yourself. How to tune in, because if we want to show compassion, we want to see, we want to feel, we want to help and love and show compassion, we need to see and be present about what is going on to all of the people. We need to be present and there for them. So we're going to do a little focus activity. We're going to take a few seconds of silence so that we can really tune in and be present to those that are around us. So we're going to do a little focus activity because a lot of times we're rushing, we're hurrying, we're busy, and sometimes we need to slow down and become in tune to the people around us and what they're feeling. So we're going to do a focus activity. So first, it's called Where is Your Breath? So you're going to have to focus on where you feel your breath as you're breathing. So sit up nice and tall. Try to keep your shoulders pulled back and your spine nice and straight. Shake out your body a little bit. Then sit nice and still. Take a long breath in through your nose. Blow it out through your mouth. Take another one in. One more, nice and big in. Now I want you to keep on breathing nice and full like that. Nice long breaths in, nice long breaths out. And when you're breathing like that, I'm going to ask where you might feel your breath. And I want you to think about different parts of your body while you still control the breathing in and control the breathing out. Are you ready? So keep on breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Can you feel the breathing in your nose? Do you feel it out of your mouth? How about in your chest? How about out through your belly? How about your left pinky toe? Give it a wiggle. Blow it out. Keep breathing, but in your mind, follow the air as it comes in. Follow the air as it goes out of your body. Breathe in. Follow it out. Feel it through all of your body. One more time, really big in. And really long and big out. Now join me in a compassion prayer to get started with our day 4. So one hand on your head, one hand on your heart. Compassion starts in your brain, but we feel it in our hearts. And repeat after me. Loving Spirit, you are active and alive, always moving and stirring within us and around us. Please be a wind to our back, giving us open minds and soft hearts to follow where you lead us. Amen. Stay tuned for our Day 4 story where we meet 3 women and how they are very present with each other and can therefore show compassion to each other and what they need. Stay tuned. Today we are ready for Day 4 story, and I'm actually introducing it to you here at my house. Just like you are doing your VBS at your house, I'm doing some of VBS at my house too. So our story today, we have 3 guest storytellers. You'll see who they are in a minute, and they are using something called TikTok to show the story. Some of my older friends might be aware of what TikTok is, and if you're not, it's just a way that you can use your phone or iPad. It's an app that allows you to sing a song, or in this case, tell a story. So they're going to tell you the story of 2 women that often, when you hear one of their names, you often hear the other, and they are Naomi and Ruth. Sometimes when you hear Naomi, you automatically think of Ruth, and sometimes when you hear Ruth, you automatically think of Naomi. These 2 women are great examples of being present, being there for each other, and showing compassion along the way for each other. So the TikTok does move pretty fast. See if you can follow along. But stay tuned, because afterwards we'll do a teeny tiny recap in case you missed it. All right. So without further ado, our three friends showing us their TikTok all about Ruth and Naomi.
Once there was a family that lived in a town called Moab. Naomi was the widowed mother of 2 married sons. Their wives were Ruth and Orpah. No, not Oprah, Orpah. For 10 years they lived in Moab until eventually both sons died, leaving the 3 widows. Naomi decided that it was time for her to go back to her hometown, where there was plenty of food, telling Ruth and Orpah to go back to their hometowns and find new husbands. After some talking, Orpah decided to go home, but Ruth refused to leave Naomi, saying, "You're like a mom to me." Naomi didn't understand why Ruth stayed with her, saying, "You are so stubborn, just leave me, go home." Ruth said again that she would stay and follow Naomi, that they are family. Ruth said that she would stay with Naomi for the rest of her life. Naomi, realizing Ruth would not leave her, decided that they should move to Bethlehem to find food. After getting to Bethlehem, Ruth and Naomi decided to go back to Moab, and on the way back, they stayed near the house of a man named Boaz. Boaz was a relative of Naomi's dead husband and was a landowner with fields of barley. Ruth said, "I can follow the harvesters and pick up the grain they drop." She did this for many days, and Boaz began to notice. He asked 2 of his workers about her. The workers said, "She keeps the rats away and is from Moab, traveling with a woman named Naomi." Boaz realized that he might be related to Naomi. He went to meet Ruth in the field. Ruth immediately apologized, and Boaz said, "It's all good. You can always have barley from me. Also, if you need water, I've got some of that too." Ruth replied, "I'm a stranger. Why are you being nice to me?" And Boaz replied, "You were kind to stay with Naomi, so I'm going to return your kindness." Then they shared a meal together.
So how'd you like our TikTok? So our guest readers for today were 3 of our teen teaching Sunday school assistants, Rachel and Emily Shirk and Elise Wong. Thank you to them. They created that video on their own. They did a great job. But in case you missed it, because like I said, TikToks can go kind of fast, there were a couple of people and characters in our story today. We know that there was Naomi, and we know that she had 2 sons. Her sons were married to a woman named Ruth and another one named Orpah. Sadly, the 2 sons passed away, and so did Naomi's husband. Naomi said, "You know, you need to, girls, go back to Moab. You need to go where you might find another husband again." The girls didn't know what to do. They didn't want to leave Naomi. But Orpah decided, "Yes, I think I will. I'm going to go back and try to start a new life since my husband has died." And she left. But Ruth said, "Naomi, I will not leave you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people are my people. Your God is my God." Right? Ruth saw Naomi, saw that she was older on her own, and decided, "I need to help her." Naomi saw Ruth as a young woman who had lost her husband. But she said, "You're young, you still have time, you can find a new husband. Go, leave me." She was looking out for what Ruth needed. Along the way, when you meet people and you see and you feel and you understand, you can be in tune to what they need so that you can offer help in the most compassionate way possible. These 2 became better as one. And along the way, Ruth actually did get to meet a man named Boaz, who became her new husband. And he saw what she did for Naomi, and he treated her with love and kindness as well. So our story, Ruth and Naomi, 2 women who saw what each other's needed, were in tune to each other, were there for each other, and showed total compassion for each other's needs. I hope you enjoyed the story. Stay tuned for music with Mr. Yenser.
Hi, girls and boys. Today's song is called "Make Me an Instrument." That's sort of a funny thing, isn't it? Make me an instrument? Does God want to make me a clarinet or a trumpet or a piano? Well, not exactly. Instruments like pianos and clarinets and trumpets make music, but God wants to make us instruments of love. He wants to have love come out of us, not music. And in the song, it also says, make me a channel. A channel is something that you dig to get water from one place to another. And again, God's not talking about water here. We're talking about a channel to get love from one place to another, from ourselves to another person. Finally, in the verses, over and over again, we're going to sing, let me be there. Does that sound familiar? That sounds to me like something that Miss Melissa and I were talking about in the opening today, about being there for another person. So we're going to sing this song together. The words are going to be on the bottom of the screen, and even if you don't sing anything else with me, when we get to the verses and we get to the let me be there part, I want you to really sing that part with me. Here we go. We're going to do Make Me an Instrument of Your Love. Make me an instrument of your love. Let me be a channel from above. Make me an instrument of your love. An instrument of your love. When a friend is in need of an open heart, let me be there, oh, let me be there. When a friend is lost with nowhere to go, let me be there. Make me an instrument of your love. Let me be a channel from above. Make me an instrument of your love. An instrument of your love. When someone is hungry, when someone is cold, let me be there, oh, let me be there. When someone needs help to carry the load, let me be there. Make me an instrument of your love. Let me be a channel from above. Make me an instrument of your love. An instrument of your love. Once again, don't forget to stay tuned. There's more VBS coming right behind this.
So our craft today for our preschool friends, that's anyone in preschool all the way up to age 6, is a woven heart craft. We heard about Ruth and Naomi and how they looked out, showed compassion for what each other needs. And today is being present for other people in your life, being aware, being there for. So we're doing a weaving project to show how we can be interconnected and tuned into each other so that we can be there for other people and show compassion. So we have a woven heart project for our preschool kids.
All right, so in your kit, what you need are 2 halves of a heart, a ribbon, a couple of buttons, and you're gonna need scissors from your house and your glue from either Day One, or if you wanna use, if you have a tacky glue, or even a glue gun works if moms or dads have it. So your first job, and this can either be you, the kiddo, doing this, or your mom or dad doing this if you're having trouble cutting it, but there's 3 lines drawn on each heart, and you want to cut through to the end. Try not to go too far to each of these lines. So first step is to cut. Your second step is, I would suggest turning them over, and this is the top of your heart, and you're gonna start weaving this top line, and you're gonna go, you can start either under and over. I'm gonna start under. I'm gonna slide it up here. I'm gonna just start here, then go over, then go under, then go over. And when I have that first line done, I'm gonna slide it up to the top, and then I start my next flap. Since I started under on this one, I'm gonna start over, then I'm gonna go under, then I'm going to go over, and then I'm gonna finish under. And do that for the remaining of those 2 lines. Once you have it all woven and you can pull it, maybe moms and dads can help, you can pull it so the ends meet. You want to take your glue and you want to lift up and put a dab of glue on each of your ends so that they stay together and don't move. And then when it has time to dry, you can use any of your buttons and glue them on in any kind of pattern you want, your choice. And then last but not least, I like to put a little button at the top. You're going to take your ribbon, you're going to put two ends together and flip it over and glue it onto the back so that it makes a little door hanging, and you can add that and put it wherever you want to remind yourself to be present, be there for others. So this is your craft for day 4. In today's story, we heard about Ruth, Naomi, and Orpah, and we heard about how they each show compassion for what the other needs, being in tune, being present, being there for someone, and we saw how their lives were kind of braided and woven together so that they could show compassion for each other. So we are going to do a weaving braided project. Our younger kiddos are going to be making a woven heart door hanger, or you can actually hang it anywhere you want. And our older kiddos are going to be doing a dream catcher weaving that they can hang in their room. So this is the dream catcher project for the older kiddos. If you have a CD with these are called warp threads and a couple strands of different kinds of yarn, that is what you'll be making, a dream catcher. You're going to start, you need to thread your needle, not a real pointy needle, so you should be safe with that, and a big opening through it. You want to thread it and have just a little trail staying there. And you're going to start on the inside. You can start anywhere by going under, pulling all the way through till just about the end. And you want to leave that trail because that'll get tucked in along the way so you won't see it anymore. And from there you want to go over, under, over, under. I do a couple strands at a time, and then I like to pull it through around the start of my dream catcher, and then I pick up where I left off, over, under, pull a bunch through, and I keep going with that all the way around until my circle gets wider. At any point that you want to stop and change fabrics, all you need to do is snip off your end where you want to start, tie your next string together. I like to do this kind of a knot, it makes it easier. Tie your knots together, trim off that little bit of an extra spot, take your new end, rethread it through the needle. Sometimes you might need a little bit of extra help, maybe pushing this through to get it through, especially if it's a thicker kind of yarn. Pull it through, and then you can keep going from there and keep your adding on at any point, changing your threads. And you're going to want to go as far out as you want to go, but you want to leave a little bit of warp thread showing so that you can do the next part of your dream catcher. So I wove all the way around and left just a little bit of these warp threads showing, and when you are done and have just this little bit left, all you have to do is take your needle, run it across a few of those, and what it'll do is it'll trap that trailing, that last little piece, it'll trap it underneath everything, and then you just pull until you don't have your part anymore, until it's tucked under. You might have to work it a little bit on your own, right? And then spread out your goodies, and then you have your weaving part done. The last part that you can do is you want to make sure you find the end that has the little tie loop. You have a couple extra strands. You can tie the strands onto any one of these warp threads so that they're hanging at the bottom. And then there should be some beads, different beads that you can use, and you can thread them on, put them on the end of your dream catcher in any kind of a pattern you want so that you have some different strands hanging down to finish off your dream catcher. Welcome to our day 4 yoga movement. Today's lesson, we heard about Ruth and Naomi, two people in each of their own ways that were there for each other. Naomi looking out for what Ruth and the other sister-in-law Orpah needed, showing compassion to them, and then Ruth looking out and knowing and showing compassion to what Naomi needed. Where you go, I go, your God is my God, and they are there for each other. They're present with each other. So what a perfect way and a perfect time to do yoga, because we know that yoga is a way of becoming present with not only ourselves, but also focusing our mind, our body, and our spirit towards God. So we're gonna get started today, and we're gonna add on, again, some new poses, but I'm wondering if you can guess where in Atonement Church, Atonement Preschool, I might be doing my yoga today. It's kind of like I said the other day, it's where in the world is Miss Melissa doing her yoga today? Can you guess? Any guesses? Well, if you guess the gym, you're right. I'm downstairs in our gym. You can see the sign up above me. And I'm doing my yoga today in the gym. Remember, yoga is pretty much something you can do anywhere. All right, so we're going to start crisscross applesauce. And remember, we focus a lot on our breathing, receiving the air, and exhaling and let going the air. And this saying, this thing what we're going to do when we start our breathing is going to be a little longer than the other one. So see if you can get this one. So before we take our breath in, we're going to say, with an open heart. So we'll say, with an open heart, breathe in, breathe out, and then we're going to finish with, I am present to the Spirit. Okay, because we want to be present, we want to be observant, we want to be focused and see and feel and know what's happening around us. So 3 times, with an open heart, breathe in, breathe out, I am present to the Spirit. Are you ready? With an open heart, I am present to the Spirit. That's one time. With an open heart, I am present to the Spirit. With an open heart, I am present to the Spirit. So from our little folded position here, we're going to slowly rise into a mountain pose. Nice and slowly. And remember, when we're in this mountain pose, we are strong and we are unshakable. I'm gonna turn to my side so you can see. We're gonna roll over right into our fold pose, nice and easy, down toward the ground, head up, so that we prepare and focus our eyes for what's ahead of us. Now you're gonna roll back up nice and slow, so you have a nice stretch in your back. And if you're not standing sideways, you wanna stand sideways too, because we're going to jump our feet apart, just jump them apart, and then take your one foot, turn it, and this leg, you're going to reach out, you're going to bend, and then watch my knee that's out in the front, this arm's gonna reach down to that foot, and I'm going to reach my other arm up over my ear. This is a side angle pose. And when you're here, take a good breath in. Feel your side strength and stretch. And you know that when the Spirit stretches you, you are opened up to new things. Now we're going to change. We're going to bring our chest to face the knee. Hands are on either side of that foot. And now I'm going to take this knee that's bending and I'm going to straighten that leg. And we're going to keep our forehead down to our knee and see if we can touch our head to our knee. This is a kind of pyramid pose. Hold and take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Now watch. We're going to put this right hand on the ground next to our foot. And I'm going to take my other arm and I'm going to reach it up to the sky for a triangle pose. And I'm going to stay here, and when we're open and when we're flexible, We can see the world in a new way. Come back to center. Jump your feet together. Bring your other leg out, other leg back. Knee comes bent. And I'm gonna reach this front hand down the inside of my front leg. And I'm gonna reach this arm up and over my ear. I'm gonna take a deep breath in, deep breath out. This is our side angle pose. And now I'm gonna turn and face the floor. And I'm going to push that bent knee until it's straight. I'm gonna reach down into our modified pyramid pose. And out of this pyramid pose, my left arm is going to stay on the ground. And I'm gonna turn my right arm to the sky. We remember when we're open and flexible, we can see the world. And when I'm gonna come back to center, I'm going to jump my feet together, slowly roll my body up to mountain pose. Draw my hands to the sky and fold them into prayer heart. And say, Namaste to all our siblings in the world, and also the light in me sees the light in you. We're only going to do that one time today because that's a lot of movements, but feel free to rewind it back to the start and go through some of those poses again to get good stretch and let the spirit open you to see everything that's happening in the world so you can have compassion and be there for somebody else and be present with the world. So if you choose, you have a family activity yet to do today. Again, my dogs wanted to be a part of this. So today, because we talked about two people being there for each other and noticing what each other needs, today is kind of a job swap within you and your family. Take a minute to think about some roles or some jobs that you each do within your family. Think about what's involved in doing them. And then trade for a day. Maybe instead of dad always washing the dishes, maybe you as the kiddo can wash the dishes. Trade and see what it's like to be in their shoes and think about what they need to do. So do a job swap today. That's your family activity. And then don't forget, we're still doing collecting for our Helping Harvest service project, either non-perishable foods of any kind or a monetary donation, cash, or check made out to Atonement with Helping Harvest written in the memo line. We have one last day tomorrow. Hope you're having fun, and we'll see you then.